Welcome to Crimson Guitars and welcome to... This isn't a weekend workshop, this is just a tutorial and a bit of a sales pitch. Warning, warning, he's trying to sell you something. I don't know why I did that. This is me showing off one of our newest products and something with which I am in love, just a little bit. Stunning Stains by Crimson Guitars. It's a water-based stain system, and we have got... It's proven to be incredibly popular, and I thought I'd actually start showing off bits and pieces of it. The newest one to add in is white, and it's actually a stain, it's not a paint, so it's a transparent, translucent white stain. It's awesome. Anyway, for now, I have got a client's beautiful old Arbiter SG. It's got a rather nice veneer on the front, and then the rest of it is a slightly different colour, and we're going to use another new colour. We're mixing in some cherry red, and well, let's see how it all turns out. The first thing you need to know is this is water-based stain and safe for your hands, although I am going to put a glove on in a minute because it stains still. Water-based stain really means water-borne stain. It's a stain that is carried by water. The second thing you need to know is that you're applying it with a tissue or a cloth or something like that, but it needs to be folded into something that is akin to a tool. It needs to be something that you can replicate and keep control of. A big clump of paper is no use to man or beast, really. Just that won't give you a smooth finish. Now, we're not going for the blue or the white, although I will show you those in a minute. Safe and vibrant, but we wouldn't recommend you drink it. Instructions say apply with a clean cloth or tissue, use neat or diluted, rub excess away with damp cloth to adjust colour. Now in this case, and I would always just shake it up a little bit. Look at the quality of our bottles. I spent more time sourcing the bottles, it seems, than anything else. Now, when I apply stain, I do it across the body because that allows you to run off the edge. If I was pulling it in towards the edge, I might get a drip that pulls off that and drips down the side of the instrument, and that would give you an uneven finish. But in this case, this is all that we want. Now it is waterborne, so it is going to give us it's going to raise the grain slightly. You can dull that down. Well, you can ameliorate that a little bit by raising the grain, dampening the grain before you apply any stain, and then rubbing it down with 600 grit paper or something like that. Or, after this, at this stage, once this is cured, you can rub it down with 600 grit, 800 grit, take the fluff off, and then apply another coat of stain. And that would give you a very, very nice finish. Now, let's see. If we have a hard line, there's a line there, you rub back a little bit over the last bit and it blends it in and it'll give you a lovely colour. Another thing to take into account when you're staining an instrument is that the underlying wood drastically affects the colour. If we were doing this particular colour onto a maple or something like that, it would look very, very different. And so always do a tester. In fact, I don't have them here, while we were formulating this colour for this instrument, we've made 5 or 6 different testers to experiment and get it right. Anyway, I will carry on with this and come back to you in a minute. Doing the neck is a bit of fun. this neck wood is actually lighter even than the center of the body. But so they've used 3 different types of wood, and this is a good example of showing you what the different colors look like based on the substrate. So well, let's get some on there. So there you have the sides, or the center of the body, the back veneer and the neck, 3 different shades of red based on the 3 different shades of timber underneath. In this case, I suspect we're probably going to end up doing a burst of some sort. Anyway, back to applying stain. Now this neck has dried much lighter than the rest of the instrument, but the nice thing is we can build this up. So applying a second coat builds up the stain, and you can adjust it that way. You can also, to a certain extent, using water, dilute the finish that you have. Now, on a soft wood like this, I'm not going to call it mahogany, but it's mahogany-like, the stain has gone quite deep in. However, on a hard maple, it tends to sink in a lot less, and you can rub away more or dilute more using water. So you can play with different bursts and effects, and I'm sure at some point we'll do a video on that as well. If you want that, mention it in the comments below. In fact, while I'm on this, if there's any colours that you would like, let us know as well. We currently do faded blue and red, and this is going to be the cherry red, specifically for this colour. We do royal blue, purple, and white, and all sorts. So here we go. I just touched some stain. While it was still wet. So that's the body as it's dried. Now the question is, do we put more on before we start adding finish? Which is our finishing oil in this case, the Crimson Guitars guitar finishing oil. Anyway, I'm going to let this neck dry before I even consider that. And here we have it. This is now 2 coats of the cherry red across the entire instrument. And the best thing is, that's how much we've got left in the bottle. We've literally only just scratched the surface. Maybe we should offer smaller bottles. Anyhow, what I'm going to do now is leave this to cure, or at least dry, let any moisture out, and I'm going to come back after the weekend and apply some guitar finishing oil. And I wasn't actually planning on doing that for this instrument, or at least filming it, but why the hell not?